Good morning and welcome in, everyone. Before we get into this morning's update, I want to go over a quick overview of what is transpiring across the market and what we are going to discuss. As we can see, the XRP Bitcoin ratio is up 1.91%. However, XRP is pretty flat this morning, not down much, not up much, down about 1/4%. We've got the XRP market cap flat as well. We've got Bitcoin down about 2,200 points or 2,200 bucks or 2.12%, just under 104,000. We have Ethereum shifting by about 1.25%, down under 3,300. You got Algo and IOTA, as you can see, down a couple percent. You got most of the market down anywhere between 2 and 5%. XRP is kind of faring a little bit better than most of the market. You got XLR down about 3%, VELO down 1.5%. Let's see what else we got on this list. Jasmy's down about 2.75%. AMP's down another 2%. IOTX is about even. So, to say the least, we've had a little bit of a struggle. Gold, silver's doing very nicely still. It's just going to be a little harder hit here because of what's going on. Like I say, money finds yield, or currency will find yield. So, investors are going to find the proper yield, where the money is creating some kind of positive yield. So, as we've seen, the bond, the equity markets are deep diving, and that money's going to find yield somewhere else. I see a lot of opportunity today. We've got DGB down 4.5%. It's just the whole market right now is set in one big consolidatory zone, and it's pretty interesting to see which way we're going to go. We've lost upwards of $20 to $30 billion in market cap from utility tokens because of the Trump and Melania and all those hack coins. And I love Trump, but releasing these meme tokens, it sets a dangerous precedent for crypto. I don't think it's ethical for him to be releasing meme tokens to pump and dumps while he's president. I think it goes against the agenda that I would have liked to have seen. But it's no surprise what we've been seeing since he started releasing these meme tokens. And I don't know, I just think it's unethical to be, financing yourself off of the backs of retail. And stealing the money from retail holders. And a lot of you might disagree with me, but a lot of utility money now from the utility tokens, they're being poured out to go into the trap tokens, as I call them. So be very careful with what you're doing. There's been people who have lost hundreds of millions, and billions of dollars. Remember, when there's a reversal of wealth, somebody's got to lose what somebody else is gaining. So that means somebody was switching from their utility tokens to buy the Trump meme tokens and the Melania and all these other trash tokens. And they ended up losing a bunch of money while others were making a bunch of money. So I warned about the Trump token. They offered influencers to advertise that particular token. And it makes a mess in the crypto sphere. So I love Trump, so don't come in my comments saying, oh, this guy's a Trump hater, Trump's syndrome. I'm just saying, we took a lot of capital from the market of utility and we poured it into trash tokens. And that's anybody who's against meme tokens. Those are meme tokens. That's why I don't invest in them. Yeah, you can make a lot of money, but at the same time, the principle, if you start to take your money from your prized possessions of utility and you start to send them back and forth to trash, I mean, all of you remember what happened with the GOAT token. This is no different. This is the exact same thing, mark my words, that happened to the GOAT token that's going to happen to all of these. And a lot of people traded out their hard-earned money in XRP at 50, 60 cents because of the GOAT token, because every influencer started talking about it. And it went up to $1.40. I said that I was very transparent with this one because I was offered to promote it myself and shill it. They offered me 100,000 tokens, and I would have got it at about 32 cents, and I couldn't have sold it till $1. I think it was 19 or whatever was the set that you had to hold it. And then now look at this. It's come all the way back down to 25 cents. That's my fear with most of the meme tokens with the audience, is that you're going to sell out of your utility. You're going to go into a meme token at the wrong time, and then you're not going to be able to get back into utility. And that's generally the design. The rich get richer. The ones who are looking for a quick buck end up getting punched in the face. Now remember, there's some that'll get in right on the bottom, but that's very far and few between. So anyhow, with that being said, good morning. 9:14 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Now, what's not meeting the eye here with XRP being in the red is the fact that this, what looks like a megaphone consolidation. We're on the top side of it again. So we'll see if XRP can hold this $3.12 area. Let me expand this out. $3.12. Let me put the price label. We'll look at the XRP heat liquidation map as well once I put this down. I want to put the price label. So as long as XRP holds $3.13.6, our first technical run up would be somewhere around $3. I think it's $3.39. I do think it's $3.39 area. It was just a tiny bit smaller. So $3.45. So if this does bounce off here, your first initial target would be $3.45. But then overall, we're looking at a move to $4.20 off of this megaphone pattern. Remember, we broke out of a descending wedge, formed a pennant flag out of the 7-year descending wedge, which is beautiful. So we had a huge descending wedge. I'm going to get rid of all of this just to get it out of the way. We formed a descending wedge, and then we formed the pennant flag off of the descending wedge, and now we formed a megaphone off of the pennant flag. So these are all bullish continuations. So until it breaks down, you have to honor it in that fashion. All I can do is go from the technical setups and continue to move onward and onward and upward. And if it falls through, we'll look at the downward potential. But right now, we're breaking out of every single level with bullish consolidation. So with that being said, you have to follow it in a technical fashion. So this morning, I'm focusing on XRP. I'll get a lot of questions about all these other tokens, which I did yesterday, an update on Algo, IOTA, XLM, DGB separately. I talked about it in the lives. I talk about a lot of different things. And tonight in the live, if you join at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll go over HBAR. And we'll go over some of the other ones. But right now, I want to focus on XRP because it's just necessary. We're on the top side. And I might even look at XLM. That's not XRP, XLM, or DGB. I can look at will. Same thing with XDC. But for the three, I'm XRP, Future Millionaire with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibyte OG. So I like to talk about those three in particular. So we'll get into the XRP heat liquidation map, but we see where XRP stands. XLM is at a fantastic front as well. It is consolidating on the outside of this channel consolidation. It was like a falling channel, which are super bullish continuations. And if we're looking at this, because we're trying to line it up on all three, that's how I would probably do it. It's very tricky, though, because I want to hit that third resistance perfectly there. And you've also got the uptrend from when this pattern started from 8 cents, ironically, right where we bought it from. Not at the exact moment of the breakout, but we bought it at that ratio. Right now, we're underneath the uptrending support. That was the cycle uptrend that we've shown support on. So all this tells me is once we get this surge, we should blow right past that resistance and go up to 64 cents. Now, if we fall back within the channel, that's where you have to start thinking. But again, it looks like an inverse head and shoulders set up within that channel consolidation. Looks like we're back testing the breakout, which if this happens, you're talking about a really substantial move here. We'll just say that it does come back down here to that area. We'll just modify it just a little bit. It's not much, just so that we can't trick ourselves. So 62.8 cents. But then ultimately, you're looking at a technical breakup, if it plays true, up to $1.17. And we'll call that's the, let's say that's the, yeah, that's the pink area. If we get up there, that's when you get into the nitty gritty. I like that color a lot, actually. I've always liked that color for some reason. That hot pink. I think that's hot pink. I don't know. But yeah, so that's XLM looking very nice. And if you're not paying attention to XLM, pay attention. That's a massive bull flag. I mean, I can't even find one bigger than that. Excuse me. I did wake up today and it was -6 degrees outside. The kids don't have school today because it's -6 and -21 was the wind chill. It's warming up a little bit now in the last hour and a half or two. It's almost back to zero, right around zero. So it was a very cold night. But so that's XRP and XLM. And then DGB down 4.47%. It can't get out of its own way. It continues. And now at least we can see the, like this, because it's hit 3 times like that. Still looks like a reasonably well consolidation here. It really does. And like, I don't want to trick anybody or confuse anybody, but let's say it comes out right here. I'm going to delete this. It gets you right about here. That target's been sitting there for quite some time in that area. I want to pick that up. That's weird. Huh. It's like that 2 cent one. It's just like stuck in there. That's so funny. Anyhow. Yeah, so 2.2 cents on a breakup. But this consolidation has been going on a very long time. To me, it looks like it's got some kind of inverse head and shoulders possibly formed. If it falls out, we could bounce down to 0.06, as that was the previous area that it came out of. So, but we're watching very closely with DGB. It's been very stuck in this consolidation for a long time. Ever since it broke up here back in November, late November, December, it's just been consolidating, and this pattern's getting smaller and smaller. The apex zone, if it plays true, could take you out until February 6th, and that could get you about 108, right around where it's at right now. So if it's meant to break out of this pattern formation, this is definitely around the low point right now. I know it's interesting when I talk about DGB because we started buying it at 0.004, but being at 1.08 cents is not that bad of a price. Back in 2021, DGB was plus 17 or 16 cents. So, I mean, that's a far cry from where we're at right now. So, that's XRP, XLM, and DGB. And right now, they don't look horrible. They both look like DGB looks like a massive bull flag. Looks like a nice inverted hammer candle on the back end of this candle, if you're looking at the chart. When you look at XLM, you can clearly see a massive pennant or a massive bull flag or massive flag setup, pennant flag possibly forming. XRP's breaking out of that setup. And then just real quick, IOTA, massive flag, 2 inverted hammer candles back to back. And then Algo has a massive bull flag like XLM. So I'm going to continue to paint that picture every single time you see me. I want to look at the XRP the heat liquidation map. I'm not going to look at Bitcoin. I'm not looking at Bitcoin's chart today, right now. Well, we can look at Bitcoin's chart, but I'm not looking at the heat liquidation. We can look at that tonight at 6 p.m. But I want to make sure our audience keeps its focus on XRP, as that is our main target. But there's so many others within the ISO and IoT. I talk about IOTA as part of the Internet of Things, a mainframe token, but it's also well within the framework of the ISO. That's one of the lateral tokens where you can say it's ISO and IoT without any hesitation. So please pay attention to that. Above, we've got lots of liquidation. I'm just telling you right now, we got tons of liquidation at 340. It's the strongest part on this map. Within, even if you go all the way down to $2.60 where that gap area is, there's only 30, 20, 30, 40 billion. I know I'm saying only. But when you go into the upper range, this is what I want everybody to see. If you don't think we can get the $3.40 or $3.50 or what, look at this liquidation up here. Short traders are going to get murdered if we get the $3.40. There's $302 billion in liquidation just on XRP. Short traders at $302 billion. They will get absolutely obliterated. So if you don't think this is going to happen, you've got another thing coming. We do not leave leverage. We do not leave free money. We do not leave liquidation leverage, especially. So that liquidation is at $302 million at $3.40. It's worse than that, though. All you have to do is get above $3.37, and you can see where it happens. 337,492 is 249 billion. That jumps up from about 30 billion in liquidation. So you're looking for an area that supersedes the rest where we can come up and grab liquidation. That 337 and higher is huge. And that doesn't just stop. You can go all the way up to 350, and you got 131 billion. You're talking about trillions of dollars in liquidation here if we come up there. That's crazy. You're talking about over $1 trillion between $3.37 and $3.52 in liquidation for XRP. Over $1 trillion. Will that $1 trillion of liquidation be tapped? I believe it will. So with that being said, I don't see any reason why we're not coming up to at least 350. I'm just saying. Like, there's so much money here. Let's see how high we could go. Look at that. Oh my God. Even at 358, there's 108 billion. I have serious reservations that we're not going to come up there. And what I mean by reservations is the fact that I think it's impossible not to come tap that area. Look at all that liquidation. There's way too much. That's insanity. If we think we're not coming up there, we haven't been paying attention. Whoa. And that's just in the weekly. That is oh my God. 500 billion at $3.40 in a 2-week time frame. Now, if you start looking for a breakdown, you can come down to $2.28 to get 274 billion. 500 billion at 231. Oh boy. So it seems to me like we should take this early liquidation out first. Yeah, there's an extreme amount going up from here. And because we already wiped out this layer, oh man, we could definitely come up, even if it's bearish. There's a lot of liquidation building up. This is crazy. Holy smokes. I knew there was a lot, but I didn't realize it was getting this out of control. Yeah, I'm going to keep it in the... I think the 2 weekly is the best. I think the 2 weekly showed the best from the short and the long perspective. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Wow. 379 billion at 337. Wow. I don't know if anybody's really paying attention to this, but look at that. That's a lot of liquidation. And we already came down to that lower boundary. So yeah, there's liquidation down there, but remember, not in the distant past, on January 13th, we came down and wiped out a bunch of this liquidation here. So yeah, there's some here, but there's a chance that part of that got taken away and it's just showing up on the league. Or they started to short it right from there, and now when we came back up, and now they're shorting it back down to those liquidation levels as their holdings, as their safekeeping. Like, it can go all the way down without liquidating them. But that's a lot of liquidation. There's trillions of dollars in liquidation here, folks. From $3.37 up, there is trillions of dollars in liquidation. By the time you get up to 355, it's still 100. Oh my God. You can come all the way up to $3.65 and grab at least 100 million per penny, or $100 billion in liquidation per penny until 365. Something tells me we're probably going to have that move at some point here in the short term. So just pay attention to that. $1 trillion worth of liquidation plus can be garnered if we just come up into that area. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think we're going to keep that liquidation money just sitting there? Or do you think there's a real chance we can come to that area? I believe there's a real chance. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. I hope this update found you well. I'm going to release this. If you're looking to trade XRP or your favorite cryptos, I will show you exactly how to do it. Bitcoin did break out of its symmetrical triangle. It had a rising broadening wedge, which is still not invalidated. It can come all the way to 122,782 and retap it. Now it's actually a little bit higher if you run this out into the future. But it would have to come up to somewhere around 126,000. But remember, that 122,000 stays because that was our technical target out of the cup and handle when this pattern first started for Bitcoin. And now the rising broadening wedge, it has a potential up to almost 127,000. The 122,000 was the technical target. The symmetrical triangle brings us to 112,500 if it plays out truthfully. And then it should come all the way back up to that rising broadening wedge resistance if, in fact, this pattern's done. If not, and it breaks down, well, 74,000. If this were to, for whatever reason, break down the symmetrical triangle and it was a fake out, that target suggests 74,000. But other than that, we'll get into this deeper during the live tonight. But if you're looking to trade XRP, crypto, and you're trying to do this while we're consolidating, or you're making plans for a drop or rise, BITUNIX is the lowest spot and leverage trading fees, lowest maker taker. I use that exchange not just to buy XRP and other things, but I also use the exchange, like they have IOTA, they have Algo, they have some of the other ones. I use the exchange so that if I'm like on crypto.com and I want to sell, let's just say ZIL, I'll send my ZIL from crypto.com over to BITUNIX where it's a no KYC. And you can do a KYC if you want. If you want to know your customer, by all means, you can do it to have more transparency and clarity that, you know, you can verify who you are. But I use it for, let's say I want to sell ZIL. I'll send my 200,000 plus ZIL. I'll send it over to BITUNIX. I will sell it, and then I'll send it back in either USDT or USDC and put it on my crypto debit card or in my crypto wallet that's in USD so I can send it in real cash, and it's backed up to 250K on that exchange. But I don't want to buy and sell on the exchange. I'd rather buy somewhere else and send it over there if I can, saving on the fees. HOTCOIN has VELO, XDC, IOTA, and a few more, and XRP, obviously. They're both no KYC exchanges, but you can do a KYC if you want. But it's an ease of privacy. Crypto.com, I am verified. You can send a donation, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. And if you're looking at XRP Healthcare, that's on the L Bank app only in the USA. Have a blessed morning. I'll catch you later.